Welcome back, everybody. I'm John. This is my channel, Elite Gamers United, and I'm here a little change of venue. I'm over at my buddy Bernie and his cat Dean Martin's apartment. Who Dean Martin should be floating around here. He'll be coming up, sweetest cat in the world. Today, before I get to the shoutouts, I just want to talk. We're doing and talking about Gears Tactics for the Xbox One/Series X. Now, and there's Dean Martin. Come here, Dean Martin. All right, first I want to just give some shoutouts. A whole bunch of new subscribers. They have it set to private, so I don't know their names, but thank you guys anyway. I want to also thank Chad Daly, Little Rico Gold, Tom at GameStop, Jessica, Bernie's daughter, and PJ13. Check out PJ's Twitch stream. He streams a lot of Call of Duty. He's a former Marine. Thank you for your service, brother. And I do look forward to talking and doing a video collaboration with you. I gave you my number, so give me a call. Gears Tactics. Okay. Is this a worthy entry in the Gears franchise? That's the big question. Now, I had to make some notes because, as with modern games, there is a lot to talk about, and I would be doing you guys wrong if I did not mention certain things. So, regarding the story, basically you play as Gabe Diaz, brother to protagonist Kate Diaz from the most recent 5th entry in the franchise, Gears 5. Basically, a High Cantus priest named Ukon is scavenging up and protecting/capturing medical facilities, and they don't know why, and he's also leading his Locust Horde against the COG. I'll tell you, this game, it's pretty story-centric, and each mission is relative to the story. It's a great entry story-wise. I think Ukon is a great villain. The cast of characters, the new character, Gabe, Goldie, Michaela, Sid. Again, solid cast of characters. You would expect nothing less from a Gears-based game. But I want to let's get into the graphics. Now, this game I'm playing and the gameplay recorded was not captured on a 4K card, but was recorded from a 4K TV running on a Series X. Okay, with the visuals, I want to start with the textures and the character models. The character models, as you know, Gears of War, big, brolic, buff, machismo, just manliness. Same thing here, nothing has changed. The texture work is absolutely beautiful. This game runs at a solid 60 frames. If your TV supports it, you can run it up to 120. The characters are, again, excuse me, come on, Dean Martin. There's Dean Martin. Going after the pen in my shoelace. The character models are wonderful. The texture work is beautiful. The environments in this game, I'll tell you, but despite the fact the camera is hanging pretty high, and that is a quarrel that I have with this game, the battlefields, the environments, it's Gears of War all day. The area where this takes place is more reminiscent of some places you'll see in Gears 5, but with the exception of certain somewhat like towns, which look like Jacinto, which looks like, I forgot the name of the fucking map from Gears, Judgment. But, you know, it's got the same architecture, same types of buildings, great looking environments, a lot of ambience. Some levels it's raining, other levels where it's dry and dusty. You'll see tumbleweeds rolling, you'll see dirt kicking up. And it all just adds to the visual splendor. This is don't get me wrong, this is a Gears of War game. This is a Gears title, just not hanging out right over the shoulder. You're hanging out about 75 feet in the air. And it's unfortunate the camera does hang so high because it can make it a little tough to differentiate who is who, only because you can't see them from that far away. It's a little difficult. But again, you can move the camera in. It's still not enough. I would have liked a little more give with the camera. The lighting is wonderful. The physics, it's got a very fun physics engine, especially when you blow an enemy to pieces. You cut them down with a mulcher and you see their body split in half, and then their body, the jibs are just rolling and doing their own little physics engine type deal. It's a fun engine. It feels just like Gears 5 in the body chunks department. I want to say the camera is my only issue with this game. The major issue, because it hangs so high. On the flip side, when I get to gameplay, there's going to be a benefit to the way the camera is set up. So it's a beautiful looking game on a visual scale. It's got great physics, great environment, great characters. The boss battles, there are only 3 or 4 boss battles in the game, and it's a pretty long game for a strategy type game. But I'll tell you, I wish there were more of them. I wish there were more boss battles. But the couple that there are tough, fair, and fun. The sound, the voice acting, top notch. The score, the music, it's a typical Gears of War / Gears score. You know, heavy emphasis on urgence, very well defined battle tunes, great score altogether. The Gears theme is still there at the options in the menu screen, and it's got its own version, its own take for tactics. What are you doing, Dean? I think the villain Ukon has a very cool voice. A really cool voice, actually. He's actually one of my favorite villains in the franchise now. The weapons, they have power to them. Now, you're only going to see weapons from mainly Gears 1 and 2 because this takes place shortly after the hammer strike. Actually, right before, during, and after the initial hammer strikes. So it falls during and right between Gears 1 and 2. It's its own story. You don't need any knowledge of what else has happened, although it is nice to have. But it's got a great soundtrack, great score, great voice acting. The guns, the grenades, especially you have a sound system. The grenades, they have some boom. No pun intended. They got some boom to them. The boom shots, the torque bows, all have their typical sounds, and it's wonderful. Always, one thing I'll always say, the guns and the weapons of the Gears franchise always sounded really cool. Retro Lancers, regular Lancers, hammer bursts, etc. Great sound design on this game. And also, back to the visuals, certain actions or usages of your weapons will bring the camera down and give a little bit of a cinematic flair to the game. A very big positive. I just wish you could bring the camera down the whole time. I do. That's my only gripe. Or at least give it more freeform motion. You can still control it very easily, which leads me to the controls. Okay. The controls, they're very simple, they're straightforward, they're easy to learn, easy to pick up. Movement and combat is very intuitive in its own way. You'll be You'll be manipulating and moving your characters to and from cover, mapping out their positions with the press of 2 buttons, if that. There's a lot of precision with the thumbstick regarding the cursor, which is tied directly to the camera. Now, you can lock the camera and move the cursor independently. I don't like that. I mean, it's cool to have if you like it. You can use your mouse and keyboard with this game. It does let you set the options for that. I do think there is one little, I don't call it a flaw, but I call it a manipulation of the camera itself. Because the movement cursor, on the map, on the stages and the areas, you get precision. That's not a question. Certain character movements are tied to distance. If you go past a certain point, it'll cost you another action point. You can manipulate the camera because the cursor is kind of sitting in its own and not locked to the ground. If you manipulate and you turn the camera just right, you can squeeze an extra step or 2. You can squeeze a little extra distance off of a grenade throw, which in turn can lead you to getting an extra kill or 2. I don't really quite call it a glitch, and it's really not. I consider it playing the odds and manipulating what you're working with. You're manipulating the camera, which in this case directly affects the cursor, which is sitting there independently. So I think it's interesting that you're not locked. Hey, you can't move past that step. That's it. Bullshit. You swing that camera right, you get positioned just proper, you can squeeze an extra step, which might mean the difference between being in cover and being exposed. So I'll say that if you get a grip on and figure out visually how the cursor and the camera work hand in hand with each other, you can give yourself that little extra edge. And now the fun part, the gameplay. Okay, there's 2 campaigns. There's a jacked campaign, which has jack, deviant enemies, and supreme weapons. And then a classic campaign, which does not have any of what I just mentioned. I recorded the gameplay and I'm playing on jacked now. Actually, I'm sorry, classic. I just started a new file for jacked gameplay. You will be recruiting gears. You will be rescuing them during missions. You will be, after each mission, and if you find cargo or ammo cases on the field or whatnot, equipment cases, you'll be getting tons of upgrades, tons of new armors, tons of different attachments. You can customize every aspect of the characters, the metal of their guns, the texture of their guns, the color of their guns. You can give everybody their own individual little look to them. Helmets are optional. You can have the helmets on but not show, which helmets give you some of the best boosts in the game. You will be finding a lot of weapons, a lot of equipment. You don't sell anything here. It all just keeps stockpiling, because by the end of the game, you're going to have about 20 or so gears. Each mission, at most, you can only have 4. Some missions, you're limited to 2. The variety of the missions here, I'll tell you, for a strategy game, it's not just kill all the enemies. You may have to hold a cargo spot. You may have to rescue a gear. You may be running a nemesis bombardment. You may be running from, and those missions are a pain in the fucking balls. So make sure you have scouts or characters that can move. Your heavy classes, the classes in the game, there's I think 6 classes. Each character can be upgraded based as you level up. The points can be spent taking them in one of, or at least, on average, 2 of 4 directions or classes. For example, the main character, Gabe, he's actually a medic or a support, but he's more of a medic. He can become a warden, a paladin, a medic, and I forgot the other class. But you're really just taking moves from these classes. You'll want to figure out what skills, abilities, and moves are beneficial to your playstyle. Grenades are probably the most important weapon in your arsenal because they have a very long cooldown. But progressing through and get to the later missions, you can get a 6-turn cooldown turned into 2, maybe even 1. There's a lot of variety in the character classes, in the way you can customize them. There's a lot of variety in the skills and abilities you'll pick up. There is a lot of gear in this game, and you know what? And it's never unintuitive. It's never cumbersome. A little gripe or two I have with the way they display certain things, but it's not major. It's a nitpick, all right? No reason to fucking nitpick, especially a great strategy game like this. The AI, I played it my first time because, again, I'm new to this exact game. I played it on normal. The AI was fair, aggressive, but never cheap. Never cheap. On the harder difficulties, especially Iron Man, which as you move and make your inputs for your actions, there is no undoing them. So if you fuck up with a button press, you're locked into it. May it cost you life, or may it give you death. Each character has, at first, 3 actions. Movement, shooting your gun, going into Overwatch, which lets you set up an auto-fire perimeter. You'll have to keep your guns reloaded. Everything costs an action. And again, with the skills and abilities, you will find certain abilities and skills that will replenish your actions, that will give you near 100% critical hit chances, that will give you automatic healing. Again, depending on your playstyle, depending on what classes and characters you take, there is a ton of variety here. You can there is a lot of cool skills and abilities. You'd think it would be a little tame because of the universe it's set in. There's a lot of good stuff here. And I can't stress enough that you can customize your squad pretty much tailored however you want. With the exception of certain missions where certain characters are banned, or if you use them in a mission, they're traveling. You can't take them to the next one. There's 3 acts in the whole game, and between 5 and 8 sub-chapters. It's a nice, decent campaign. It's a nice length. I'd say it's about 15 hours, depending on how you play, 15 plus. I forgot to mention this in the note. And I mentioned it before. The boss battles are so much fun. Fighting that Brumac was awesome. But I want to say the gameplay here, it's tight, it's tactical, it requires thinking and a keen mind, because one slip up will cost you. And with the exception of the main characters who are mandated to surviving almost pretty much every mission they're in, gears that you recruit and pick up and put into your squad, if they die in battle, that's it. They're gone. They're dead. And certain troops also only stay with you for a limited time, and it tells you. So you got to pretty much not really so much plan ahead, but when you take on side missions, it'll tell you what kind of equipment and gear you risk gaining or not gaining, because some of it is pickup, some of it is predicated on finishing the mission. I will say, I have not enjoyed a strategy game in recent years. I mean, Shining Force 3 is still my favorite strategy game of all time. Gears Tactics is solid number 2. And especially, I love Gears of War. I got 2 Gears tattoos on my back. So I love this game. I think it's another great entry in the franchise, which even after 5, technically 6 games, including Judgment, has not gotten stale. It still has a great diverse cast of characters. You'll see a lot of relatives and family of characters from other games. And it's not even mentioned. All you'll do is see the name, like, oh, that's so-and-so's brother. Oh, that's so-and-so's sister. That's all. They don't give you no exposition. They're not ramming shit down your throat. There's no lesbian bullshit like The Last of Us 2, cramming every lesbianism they can down your throat. This game is straightforward. It treats the player the way it tells its story. It treats the player with integrity, and it treats them as if they are part of the Gears universe. I really can, and also in the gameplay you'll see it actually breaks down the numbers that happen behind the scenes when you're pulling off an action. If your chance of getting a shot is 65 with one weapon and 80 with another, for example, the pistol at further distances has a higher shot chance. The game tells you, it breaks down the range, it breaks down the enemy's evasion, it breaks down if there's cover between you in distance. It lets you play the odds. So if you got a keen tactical mind, this game will let you play to your mind strength, and it breaks the numbers down. It doesn't hide anything, and it shows you. So you know exactly what your chances of success are, which I think more strategy games should be doing that nowadays. Anyway, it's been a long review. There's almost 17 minutes here, but you know what? I can't just say it. I can't stress enough. I love this game. It's a worthy entry in the Gears franchise, and I absolutely encourage any Gears fan or any strategy game fan, check this game out. I can't say it enough. A lot of fun. I just wish there was a multiplayer. I don't know if there's one coming down the pipeline. Even if not, if you guys are listening over at the Coalition and Splash Damage and Xbox Game Studios, please give us another Gears Tactics. You got so much material. This is a great supplement to the story during and between Gears 1 and 2, and I want more. I want more. I'm John. This is my channel, Elite Gamers United. Thank all my new subscribers. I appreciate everything. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you guys will check this out. If you're Gears fans, you're doing yourself a disservice not checking it out. If you are fans of strategy and tactics, you are just being fucking stupid if you don't check this game out. And I'm going to say it that way. You're retarded. Check this fucking game out. Anyway, everybody have a good day, and I'll see you later on with the rant. See you later. Dean Martin, he's around here somewhere. Dean Martin says hello to everybody. Thank you, guys. See you later.